Welcome to The Lawbreakers, the show where we explore the crazy and wild laws that exist in this great nation we call Canada. Today, we have a very special edition of the show for you all. Today, we will be diving headfirst into the strange and intriguing world of Canadian cryptids. For the uninitiated, a cryptid is a creature or plant that is not recognized by scientific consensus or has not been documented and verified. The term cryptid comes from the Greek word kryptos, which means hidden. Cryptids are often the subject of folklore, urban legends, and conspiracy theories, and they are often described as mysterious or mythical animals or plants that exist beyond the confines of science. Some people believe that cryptids are real creatures that have yet to be discovered. Many scientists and skeptics consider them to be nothing more than legends or hoaxes. So, with that bit of business out of the way, let's begin. Ogopogo. Our first cryptid is going to take us to the breathtaking views of British Columbia. There we will find the legend of the Ogopogo. Ogopogo is a lake monster that is said to reside in Lake Okanagan. Ogopogo has a list of sightings which date back to the late 19th century, and since then, there have been numerous reports of this creature. Oddly enough, this creature is most commonly seen in places where LSD enthusiasts gather, like the woods, or a lake in the woods, or at a clearing in the woods. There seems to be a theme developing here. Interesting. Ogopogo is described as a serpentine creature with a horse-like head and humps that rise out of the water. This sounds like you're describing my wife. However, she is much more horse-faced than horse-headed. Some accounts have described it as being up to 50 feet long. Despite numerous sightings over the years, no concrete evidence has been produced to support the existence of Ogopogo, and it remains one of the most elusive cryptids in Canada. The Mooseman. The Mooseman is a cryptid that is said to inhabit the forests of Quebec and Ontario. The first reported sighting of the Mooseman dates back to the early 20th century, and since then, there have been numerous reports of this creature. See folks, day drinking has its perks after all. The Mooseman is described as a large, humanoid creature that is covered in shaggy fur and has antlers on its head, much like a moose. Or my mother-in-law. Some accounts have described it as being as tall as 8 feet, and some have reported seeing it walking on 2 legs. Speaking of legs, what has 8 teeth and 114 legs? My wife's family reunion. The origin of the Mooseman is uncertain, but it is often associated with indigenous folklore and legends. The Chuchinara. Next we're going back to British Columbia, where another cryptid called the Chuchinara is said to inhabit the forests. It seems as if these cryptids like to spend their time hiding in the woods. Do you know who else like to hide out in the woods and play with each other? Perverts. The first reported sighting of the Chuchinara dates back to the mid-20th century. It is described as a large, hairy creature that is similar in appearance to a Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Some accounts have described it as being over 7 feet tall, and some have reported seeing it walking on 2 legs. The origin of the Chuchinara is uncertain, but it is often associated with indigenous folklore and legends. Let's take a moment to pause. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. My wife says that if I can grow the channel, then she will give me what I want. I want my preparation H back. I have horrendous hemorrhoids. They just hang like grapes. Bunches of stinky little balloons. Oh well. Now back to our regular scheduled weird. The Big Penguin. The Big Penguin is a cryptid that is said to inhabit the cold waters of Canada's eastern and northern coasts, as well as the movie Billy Madison. Reports of a giant penguin in Canada date back to the late 19th century, and since then, there have been occasional sightings of this creature. It has also been sighted stealing skin books and trying to light bags of dog shit on fire at Veronica Vaughan's house. It is described as a penguin that is significantly larger than any known species of penguin, with some accounts reporting birds up to 10 feet tall. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the possibility of a giant penguin species existing in Canada's cold waters continues to captivate the imagination of many people. Those people probably drink cough syrup. The Wendigo. The Wendigo is a cryptid that is said to inhabit the forests of Quebec, Ontario, and the northern United States. The first reported sightings of the Wendigo date back to the late 19th century, and since then, there have been numerous reports of this creature. It is described as a gaunt, humanoid creature that is covered in fur and has long, sharp claws. Some accounts have described it as being over 7 feet tall, and some have reported seeing it walking on 2 legs. The origin of the Wendigo is often associated with indigenous folklore and legends, and it is said to be a malevolent spirit that preys on humans. These 5 Canadian cryptids represent a rich and diverse range of creatures that have captured the imagination of people for generations. Whether they truly exist or not, they remain a fascinating part of Canadian folklore and legend, and they continue to inspire discussion and debate among those who are interested in the mysteries of the natural world. Thank you for watching this special edition of The Lawbreakers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and then subscribe to the channel. If you would like to be notified right as our videos release, hit the notification bell. Until next time, don't break the law unless it's fun.